Did you know that popular Pauley Perrette from the NCIS sitcom left the show because her life was threatened by a member of the cast? So much happens behind the scenes, and for Pauley, it was one story of abuse to another till she was forced to early retirement. Even to the point that a stranger beat her up after threatening to kill her in the streets of New York. But does it have anything to do with Mark Harmon? Remember, she said that the actor was after her life and she refused all options of peace with him. And what's the genesis of their torturous rift? Let's find out while showing you some of her rare photos. From waiter to bartender to video vixen, Pauley Perrette is a witness to all the rough edges of life. At the peak of her time in NCIS, the actress reportedly earned $200,000 for an episode. But something that came for her forced her to leave the show that made her rich and popular. Pauley lived in a lot of places as a child. She was in Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, New York, New Jersey, and finally California. Even as she grew, she only wanted to be two things: an FBI agent or a part of a rock and roll band. She graduated from Valdosta State University where she studied criminal justice, and from there, she moved to New York to study at the John Jay College of Criminals. It was there that the storms of life would almost overwhelm her, forcing her to hold up multiple jobs to survive. The story of her life changed after a friend introduced her to an advertising agency director. He picked a natural liking to her, and with his influence, we started seeing Pauley in small parts in films and television, and this also included several guest roles. Old fans will remember Pauley in Season 4 of the hit sitcom Frasier, where she appeared as a waitress at Cafe Nervosa. You can also find her as a guest star in Season 1 of 24. These were all great, but for Pauley, the real miracle happened when she was featured as a recurring character in Season 2 of Special Unit 2. It was also around this time that Pauley went to audition for the role of Abby Scudo in the American military television series NCIS. Her character was introduced with 2 episodes of JAG, and ever since, Pauley has appeared as Abby Scudo in 2 episodes of NCIS Los Angeles and 2 episodes of NCIS New Orleans. In the end, the actress was seen in over 350 episodes of the show across 15 years. But Pauley has always had her problems with the Abby Scudo character, and this was why it was not very shocking to hear that she wanted out in 2017. However, what caused a lot of ripples was when she revealed the real reason why she left the show. Her first problem with Abby Scudo was that most people think of her as a killer, a junkie, or a television stereotype. According to the film producer Donald P. Belisario, he invented the Abby Scudo character as an alternate freak who would evolve to the smartest and most capable person on television. But that didn't exactly happen the way they wanted, and Pauley hated every minute of it. The second reason why Pauley is not a very big fan of the character that brought her to the limelight is that people always picked on her. They always wanted to find out if Abby Scudo was goth or punk, and this infuriated Pauley, who rejected all name tags that were not Abby. But Pauley did not leave NCIS because of public opinions or even insults. She left because her life was in danger. There's a machine keeping me silent and feeding false stories about me. A very rich, very powerful publicity machine. Pauley Perrette. 2018 was a lot of things for many people, but for fans of NCIS, it was the year their favorite star bowed out of the stage after 15 years of top performance. Not only did she leave the show, but she also retired from all screen businesses. And even after all these years, not many people can say exactly why Pauley Perrette left NCIS. Part of the reason why it's like that is because the actress didn't want to expose her attacker. We remember Mark Harmon for his role as Leroy Jethro Gibbs in NCIS, but something happened behind the scenes on the show that made Pauley vow to not ever forgive him. This is also suspected to be the reason why she left the show. In 2016, Mark brought his dog on set without a leash, and the dog bit a crew member, leaving him needing 15 stitches. Pauley reported to the show's executives, and the dog was banned from the filming location. We don't know if Harmon kept a grudge, but Pauley reported that she caught him body-checking him the following year, and to her, Mark was hungry for revenge. 2019 was an even more spicy year as Pauley tweeted this: "No, I am not coming back. Ever. Please stop asking. I am terrified of Harmon and him attacking me. I have nightmares about it." Apparently, whatever it was that forced her out of the show has still not forgiven her. Harmon has refused to comment on any of these allegations, and fans remain keen to hear his side of the story. Many people believe that Pauley Perrette's reaction to these threats publicly was the right thing to do to protect herself, as this was not the first time a stranger was going to come at her. A year before Mark's dog left an emotional scar on her, Pauley was attacked publicly by a vicious homeless man. In the streets of Los Angeles, Perrette was grabbed by a man who pinched her and punched her nose and forehead repeatedly while telling her that he was going to kill her. The actress confessed that she was so scared as she was completely at the mercy of this mentally ill man. He would release her eventually when he had his fill, and Perrette revealed that she almost died that night. The local police did their best, but unfortunately, they could not discover the true identity of Pauley's attacker. Maybe this is why she was so hard on Mark Harmon, or maybe there's more to their story. Either way, it's hard to even imagine these two actors kissing and making up as their contempt for each other still runs deep. And what about her relationships? Is it love or Hollywood? It has already been established that it is near impossible to have both, and Pauley Perrette almost did not make it out alive when she tried to make both work. The actress has only been married once, and that experience marked a personal nightmare for her. Perrette tied the knot with Canadian-American singer Frances "Coyote" Shivers in 2000, but after 4 years, she filed for a divorce. On the reason for separation, Pauley cited physical and emotional abuse, but the world didn't believe her until Frances proved her right. After their divorce was finalized, the actress asked for a restraining order against her ex-husband, and the court reviewed her statements and evidence before granting her a permanent restraining order. Still, that wouldn't change anything. According to Perrette, Shivers stalked her severally, and when he couldn't hold it in any longer, he broke into her home and destroyed most of her properties. The court brought Shivers from questioning and reproof, but everything they did yielded very little results. The only time Pauley would finally be free from this toxic relationship was when Shivers was sent to jail in 2012, 6 years after their divorce. He served for 3 months, and the court promised more time if he violated the order again. He never did, but Pauley still has not recovered from the many years of torment. These days, the actress is drawing strength from her scars to advocate for more strict stalking laws in the country. She believes that a restraining order has very little effect in the most extreme cases. Interestingly, in all of these, the actress still wouldn't shut her heart away from love. She falls in love from time to time but retreats anytime marriage is proposed. After Shivers, Perrette found love with cameraman Michael Bosman, and they reportedly dated for 4 years before she walked away. The highlight of this relationship was when Michael went down on one knee and Pauley accepted him. When it looked like things were heading towards the altar, they broke up, and nobody but them can say for sure why they split. Anyway, Perrette had another well-publicized romance with fellow actor Thomas Arki. You might remember him from the popular classic television series Melrose Place. The actor proposed after enjoying a year of romance with the actress, but it was only as far as it could get. The two decided to only get married when same-sex unions became legalized. That happened many years ago, but Pauley Perrette still had no wedding bells ringing. Seems like they had a silent breakup, as the actress just declared that she was single in a 2019 tweet. She wrote, "I decided to be celibate and single for life. Best decision I ever made. Anyone else? I doubt it. No judgment, it is just healthy for me." Life has been beautiful for the NCIS star, and we can tell from her tweets that she still keeps the door open for the right man, even after the many tragic experiences she was forced through in her search for lasting happiness. In a 2005 interview with Craig Ferguson, Pauley admitted to having a lifetime obsession with all things crime. This obsession drove her to the university to study criminology, and she also revealed in the interview that she had started her master's degree in criminal science before Hollywood came knocking. She draws her motivation from the desire to get rid of everyone and everything that intentionally makes life more difficult for other people, and that was her best part at NCIS. According to Pauley, she had so much fun fighting fake crime as Abby Scudo, and that was why she blended so naturally. Retirement is even more interesting these days for the actress, who keeps herself busy with her other crime-hate activities like advocacy and empowerment. Abby Scudo was popular not just for her acting skills but her wardrobe selection, and in a recent interview, Pauley would recount the many fake things she had to wear to keep her viewers entertained. One of them was the spiderweb tattoo on her neck. According to Perrette, the producers of NCIS wanted a tattoo that was visible no matter what she was wearing, and the spiderweb on her neck was their solution. She described the application of the tattoo as the worst part of the process of becoming Abby Scudo, as it would get all gummy and sticky if she wore it for too long. If there's anything that Perrette hates more than spiderweb tattoos, it's magicians and balloon animals. She confessed that she finds them absolutely terrifying, as it was all about deception and foolery. The actress refused to comment on the justification of these phobias, as to her, they were just irrational. Another moment that Pauley Perrette wouldn't want a lot of fans to remember was when she got a black eye from a dye reaction. This was not very easy to believe as it is, but the actress would also confess that she was born blonde and that she had been dyeing her hair for over 2 decades now. We only got to know this side of her after she was hospitalized following the severe symptoms of an acquired allergy from a hair dye that she had been using. Her face was swollen and puffy, and the first thing that Pauley would do when she got her face back was to warn others not to be like her. It was all over the news because people don't know about it and it can be fatal. It's very serious, she said. Half of my face had become twice the size of my head. And the most important thing to me is that anyone out there that dyes their hair, particularly black, you need to be aware of the symptoms. Pauley Perrette announced her retirement after she left NCIS, but she did not fully keep to her words. A show forced her back to the screens, and it was only when the show was cancelled that she was reminded of the reason why she had left in the first place. In 2019, 2 years after she left NCIS, Deadline announced that the actress would be starring in a new CBS sitcom titled Broke. In the show, Perrette played a single mom who was forced to open the doors of her home to a nagging sister and her once wealthy husband. The sitcom looked good on paper, but unfortunately, it failed to meet up to expectations on screen, and so it was cancelled after the first season. Pauley wasted no time decorating her timeline with tweets of retirement and freedom, and it looks like there's no going back for her now. For Pauley, retirement was the perfect way to enjoy all the wealth she had accumulated as Abby Scudo. According to CelebrityNetWorth.com, the actress has an estimated net worth of $22 million, and a large percentage of this was earned during her time in NCIS. Life outside the industry has been great for the actress, who has been investing her time and money into the things that offer true fulfillment. The last time she made headlines was when she gave out cash gifts to different families who experienced severe financial situations due to the pandemic. The money was shared and each family got $3,000. Pauley Perrette, now 55 years old, is living her best life in Los Angeles. She remains as energetic, charming, and soulful as we remember her to be. That's it! If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other videos of beautiful actresses from the yesteryears. As always, thanks for watching.